11-0. They have outscored their adversaries. Looking to add to it. Lazar to the cup for two. Carly Lazar. 4:22 back set. Here is the winner for Ellie Cook. There goes Strong with it. Oh, how about that? I'm always pretty well here to right. Going back to Gilpin and it's gone. A grand slam.
Welcome into another edition of the Carlow Celtics season preview here on the Carlow Sports Network. Sean Meyers joined by the first-year interim head coach for the Carlow men's soccer team, Allen Duda, a familiar face, also the head coach for the women's team. We mentioned this is your first year. You're replacing Marcus Polidor. How has the transition gone for you now guiding this men's program?
It's been a smooth transition. I've known and worked with a lot of the players. I had a couple players in high school that came to Carlow and have stayed close-knit with the men's team. So it's been a smooth transition.
I know that you have a lot on your plate right now with these two teams. What are the biggest challenges of coaching both simultaneously?
I think the time is obviously the toughest part, just trying to get everything in order and coaching both teams. There's not enough time in the day, but it's been good. The players have helped me quite a bit on both sides, so it really has been good.
You came along sort of midway through the off-season for this program, but since you've taken over, what have been the areas of emphasis?
I think defensively on the men's team, we've had quite a few goals scored on us the last few years, so main focus has been defensively these couple of weeks we've had.
When you look at this program long-term, and you've seen it now for a handful of years during your time at Carlow, what are some of the goals?
Goals obviously is to make playoffs in the River States, and once you get in the playoffs, see where we can go from there. I think building the culture here with the soccer program, I think is a big part, especially on the men's side, just to get it going and get some new recruits coming in to make this team successful.
What do you think some of the strengths of the team will be this year?
I think some of the returning players we have quite a few seniors coming back. I think they're going to add value and be key roles to this team this year.
It's no secret the last few years it's been a struggle in terms of the depth in goal, and we've seen non-goalkeepers play extensively. What's the outlook for the position this year in net?
We have a goalkeeper this year, bringing him in first year with Carlow. We obviously want to keep recruiting for the goalkeeper. We need some depth in there, but right now we're looking at one goalkeeper this year.
We'll be talking to a couple of the players shortly, but who are among the key returners this year?
I think Sinni will definitely add value. Senior this year, leadership on this team. Janvier, Ramson, definitely a key player with us. Landar, Sadesh. Yeah, those are some of the key players this year.
There's been a number of newcomers to the team this year as well in 2021. What have you seen from that group of players joining the program?
Yeah, I like how they're mixing in well. I mean, it's like they've been here for a couple of years, but they're coming in as first-year players. So I think their attitude, their work ethic has been really good.
I would assume that with you taking over recently, you would really appreciate that there's some non-conference matchups to kind of work through maybe some of the growing pains that you're going to have. What will be the significance of having those before you get into the rigors of the River States Conference?
I mean, seeing some of the things that we might have to work on or develop a style of play for us. We're still looking for that style of play to compete in the River States Conference. So playing those non-conference games will definitely help us move forward.
Out of the 11 teams in the River States Conference, the Celtics projected to finish last out of that group. What are some of the objectives, and do you think that this team could embrace sort of the underdog role?
Yeah, I think they definitely can. They're tired of being down at that bottom, so it's definitely a driving force for them. I think they will use that for their motivation to succeed.
You have a couple of assistant coaches in Carl Zappa and Adam Meyers on staff. How will they benefit you?
Well, both have been part of this team for a couple of years now. Adam was a former player, goalkeeper. He's adding or helping with the goalkeeping players that we have. Carl's been with this program probably longer than I have, so having those two back, yeah, definitely key to our success this year.
Regardless of the record and the wins and the losses, In your opinion, what's the value of these players suiting up for Carlow University this year?
I think wearing that Carlow shield, taking pride of doing that, playing soccer at the collegiate level, I think that's important.
And we have a beautiful background here, a train passing right now. We're at Highmark Stadium. That's going to be one of the venues for the Celtics. As a coach, I know you probably don't think about where the team plays all that much, but how enjoyable is it for these players to be able to come out here on this beautiful field sometimes?
Yeah, I think Highmark's one of the probably the prettiest venues around. I think it's great playing here. Yeah.
Especially when the trains are quiet. We always enjoy that. Allen, thank you so much for doing this, and we hope to have a great season upcoming.
Thank you very much.
That's Allen Duda, the head coach for the men's soccer team. We continue here on the season preview for 2021 Carlow men's soccer. I'm now joined by a center back, senior Nick Sinni. Thank you for taking the time to do this today.
Thank you for having me.
Nick, this offseason certainly has been a little bit different than the prior offseason where there was a lot of restrictions in place because COVID. So how is this offseason different from a year ago?
A year ago, we were forced to, stay indoors, kind of do a lot of individual working out, training on our own at home. The coaches sent us, packets to do, but it was kind of like somewhat hard because there's no gyms open, like the fields were gated off, so we were kind of just forced to do, like home workouts or, like things just where you can't really do like on the field, so it was kind of difficult.
You have a new head coach with this program, Allen Duda, a familiar name because he's been the women's coach for the last handful of years. How will the team look different this year with him guiding it?
Yeah, so far it's been awesome. He's been super patient. He has a lot like on his hands with us and the girls team as well. But we seem like we're really motivated. He's super organized coach. He's been super personal to all of us, getting to know all of us. So far, I'm excited. I think he knows everything about us so far, and I'm excited because I think we have a chance this year to do stuff that Carlow hasn't really seen yet. So,
in regards to the team, what has been the biggest area of focus for improvement?
So, focus of improvement, I'd say just commitment. It's hard when we're very local school, so kids come from everywhere, kids commute, there's kids in Oakland, there's kids on campus, so we've found great success thus far with a strong committed group coming to work, knowing our conference play is going to be difficult, just trying to stay focused and just try to get our chemistry up because most of our core is getting older now, so we look like a full team out there. So.
And you're one of the upperclassmen. You're a senior. Do you expect to be a leader, and who else will be some of the leaders on this team?
Yeah, so I expect to lead the guys. I'm probably one of the more vocal guys on the team. You'll hear me scream and cheer and kind of lead the guys on the field. But there's plenty of guys on the team that lead by example. Just building confidence for all the younger guys. Kind of just trying to stay consistent with our strong suits, and just try to keep it simple this year. So.
What objectives does the team have, and what do you individually have in terms of your goals?
Individually, I always need to work on things. I think I have to just stay fit. I have to stay strong. I have to lead by just kind of being one of the older guys on the field. You have to lead by example, and you have to be vocal. But as a team, I think some of our goals is to get some wins this year. Just kind of like surprise the conference. We have a lot of non-conference play where I think we'll dominate with. So I think Carlow may take the lead by storm this year.
You have some freshmen who've joined the team, also some transfer additions. What have you seen from those newcomers?
I've seen progress from day one. August 8th we started, and since now I think we've come almost like we're just ready for the start of the season. We have a game in just under a week or so, so I think we're ready, we're fit, we're we're confident and we're also optimistic too.
Any matches that you're most looking forward to?
Yes. Our first game of the season, technically, I'd say, is against Pitt Greensburg. It's a former coach of mine, so there's a little rivalry there. And then my friend from home just joined their coaching staff as an assistant. So that's like a vengeance game, kind of like a friendly competitor there. So I'm excited for that contest.
So we'll be expecting big things from you against UPG.
Yeah.
Lastly, what has been your best moment here at Carlow to this point?
Yeah, my first thought of the when I first transferred here my sophomore year, and I just kind of just came in, didn't know much about Pittsburgh, didn't know much about Carlow, didn't even know anyone on the team. Was the first day I walked on the campus with a lot of steps more than I'm used to. We had a team meeting in the newly St. Joe's training room, and just how open everyone was and how like comical like all the guys were. Like I could tell that like it was going to be not just like a strict soccer team, but like a nice, fun and friendly team. So I think the memory was just that, like just my first moment, like meeting everybody, getting like introduced to like the team and everything. So yeah.
And you've taken pretty well to Pittsburgh, I'm guessing?
Yeah, yes. Very different from home.
Which is Philadelphia area.
Always be a Philly guy at heart, but I do love Pittsburgh. It's very different. It's it's a big food, like area, so it's nice. I like it.
Well, thank you so much for doing this, and we look forward to a good 2021 season.
Yeah, thank you.
That's Nick Sinni right here on the season preview. We roll along here on the Carlow men's soccer season preview 2021. I'm Sean Meyers. Janvier Ramson joins me, a senior forward for the Celtics, and entering your senior season, I'm sure there has to be some excitement. What's the feeling like right now?
I'm pretty excited. Got a new coach, new players coming in. Much different than the years before. So I'm excited to see like together as a team, what can we do? I'm really excited to see how we can compete. Like how we can work together and all that.
Mentioned that you're a senior now. I'm sure your role has evolved quite a bit throughout your time here at Carlow. How has that changed?
When I first came, I was pretty much like the person up top, just scoring. As you have heard,
Yes.
I got a couple goals up there. So, but as the years went on, some players left, new players coming in, and like a lot of positions got changed up, and I went from being a forward to pretty much playing center back or in the midfield or out wide. So I'm not a forward like full time now. I'm just like in the middle now, like a midfielder in a way. So that's a big change from what I'm used to.
What are your best skills on the soccer field?
Skills? I would say I'm a pretty good passer. But another one I could really say I'm good at, I can shoot the ball for sure.
And that's led to a lot of goals over the years. You mentioned a new head coach. It's Allen Duda now guiding the program. How has the transition gone with him taking over?
I would say pretty smooth because things happen so fast. We didn't really expect a new coach, and with him coming in like this, it's been pretty smooth, I would say.
What goals do you have for 2021, both as a team and you individually?
Well, as a team, I want to see some W's. We need to win some games, and as an individual, I want to help assist some goals, score some goals, score some winning goals, so we can get those W's in.
Especially if you're going to be assisting on a lot of goals, some of your teammates are going to have to step up and maybe have big seasons. Who do you look at to maybe have a breakthrough campaign?
I got a couple players in mind. Sudesh, I would say, he can definitely have a big season if he played to his full potential, because he's definitely a goal scorer. Pavelli as well, goal scorer. Lonthar, big time on assists. Myself.
That's always a good one, right?
Yeah.
When you look at this conference, the River States Conference, what makes it so challenging?
Well, we got these different schools that just have a whole lot of international players. So we got players from like Europe, South America. So, and like those countries, they all have a different style of play. So you're gonna see people who play a certain way, others that play a certain way. So seeing like how fast or how skillful they are, that definitely makes it way more challenging from like what we're used to here in the States.
Lastly, you came from Baldwin High School. What led to your decision to come here to Carlow and to stay in the Pittsburgh area?
Definitely school, nursing, I would say. I'm working towards that degree right now, and I plan on finishing that. But soccer was up there too. I wanted to play at a higher level, and Carlow was up there.
Well, Janvier, thank you so much for doing this. We appreciate the time. Good luck heading into this season.
Thank you, Sean.